Welcome to a video to help you get started in this course. In this video, I'm going to focus on an overview of the Canvas module structure. This video is predominantly meant for students taking my Stat 300 class that is fully online. Navigating a new online course can feel like navigating a maze. Learning where things are located, how to utilize the resources is a critical part to your success in this course. I hope by the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of how to utilize the resources in the course by understanding how this course was designed with you in mind. It's important for you to understand the philosophy of design that was used to build this course so that you understand how to use the resources available. There are two distinct parts for this course. There are the Canvas modules and the My Lab and Learning. It's important for you to utilize the resources available in both places in order to ensure your success in this course. Let's look at how the two critical aspects of this course work. In the Canvas modules, you will find general information such as the learning objectives, tasks list, due dates, the instructor emphasis for key topics, the resources for help and support, and there are some assignments linked directly to the Canvas modules such as discussion boards, surveys, and the capstone projects. In the My Lab and Mastering or My Stat Lab component, which is linked directly to Canvas, you will find the interactive reading assignments, the online homework assignments, which are like required practice, the proctored midterm and final exam, and some optional practice and review assignments. Together, these will help you complete the learning cycle. It's important for you to understand that the Canvas modules are designed to enhance the My Lab and Mastering, and the My Lab and Mastering is used to enhance the Canvas modules. The two are interconnected. If you think of a traditional class, you would typically be required to read the textbook before going to lecture. During lecture, the instructor would emphasize key points, clarify key components, and answer any questions. You would then go home, do some practice, and prepare for assessment. Perhaps you'd come back the next class and the professor could answer any further questions. This course is designed the same way. You will be moving back and forth between the Canvas modules and the My Lab and Mastering component in order to successfully learn the course material. The rest of this video is going to focus on the Canvas modules and how they are structured. There is a separate video on how to efficiently use the My Lab and Mastering components to complete the interactive reading assignments. Let's take a look at the module structure. To access a module in Canvas, log into Canvas, open your course, click on the modules link from the left side menu, and scroll down to locate the module. So here's module 1 in this course, and you'll notice that there is a prerequisite for this first module. I have to have completed the course orientation in order to be able to access module 1. You will need to read through these screens in sequential order. That means in order to access each page, you will have to have read the previous screen. Each Canvas module has been designed with a similar structure to promote ease of use. Within each module, you will find the following sections: an introduction, the learning objectives and tasks list, the instructor emphasis, where you'll find additional reading or videos, resources for help and support, links to the required discussion boards or surveys, capstone project information and tips, and Charlie's Corner, which is a module wrap-up. Let's take a look at each subsection in greater detail. The introduction, introduces the topics of the module. Within the introduction, you may find a historical perspective, a real-world application of the concept, connection to material covered previously in this course, look for where you've been and where you're going, and just general information. For this example, I'm looking at Module 2 in this course. To read the introduction, I would click on the page by the same name. Usually the first page of each module, you'll find an outline of what chapter and sections will be covered, and you'll find links to each of the pages. Scroll down to the bottom and click Next to move through the module. Usually every module will start with a connection to where you've been and an eye to the future of where you're going. In Module 2, you're connecting what you learned in Module 1 to what you're going to study in Module 2. Read through the screen. Along the way, you might see points of emphasis that are key points or comments on where you should pay attention. The comments on where you should pay attention are normal pitfalls or things that might easily be missed by students. So please make sure you pay attention. Click Next to move through the module. After you read through the introduction screens, you'll come to the learning objectives and tasks list. On this page, you'll find important information about the module. You'll find the chapter and sections covered, what you'll learn, these are the module learning objectives, what you'll do, this is your tasks list, due dates, and important reminders. As an example, let's take a look at the learning objectives and tasks list for Module 2. On the Module 2 Learning Objectives and Tasks list page, you'll find a list of objectives for the module. This tells you what you should be able to do at the end of this module. Your tasks to complete. This is the required work for this module. It'll tell you what you should read, if there's a required discussion board or survey, which interactive reading assignments or homework should be completed, and which tasks of the capstone project you should be able to complete toward the end of this module. In this case, you'll see words of caution telling you that there are 2 sections in this unit that are fairly long and they will take a significant amount of time. This is here to help pace yourself throughout the module. And then toward the end, you'll see the due dates for the module. You can click Next to continue through the module. After you read the learning objectives and tasks list, you'll be ready to get started for the unit. Remember that the learning will take place both in Canvas and in the MyLab and Mastering. After the learning objectives and tasks list in Canvas, you'll enter the instructor emphasis section. In this section, you'll find additional material provided by the instructor to emphasize key topics or clarify common areas of concern or frequently asked questions. Information in this section is meant to enhance the concepts covered in your textbook and interactive reading assignments. Toward the end of the module, you will find additional StatCrunch help videos specific to the module topics. These videos are not covered in the interactive reading assignment, but I've provided them just in case you need additional help. Finally, you'll find a list of MyLab and Mastering assignments required for the module. Just beyond the instructor emphasis section of each Canvas module, you'll find the Resource Center. In the Resource Center, you'll find links to the guided student notebook, the pointers to point you in the right direction, and the IRA guides. I would encourage you to take a few minutes to see the chapter resources video that I've created. At the end of the resources section, you'll find an optional Help Me question and answer discussion board. I read and respond questions posted on the discussion board on a regular basis. I highly encourage you to take advantage of this resource as you need to. In fact, all of these resources are optional. Please use them as you see fit to help you learn the objectives for each module. Just beyond the Resource Center, you'll find links to the required discussion or surveys. Remember, there are 2 types of discussions in this class. There are required discussion boards, which students are required to participate in, and then the optional Help Me discussion boards. And those, of course, are optional. Information including the details and due dates for the required discussion boards and surveys are always directly linked within each module. Just beyond the required discussion or survey, you'll find the capstone project information and tips. The capstone project is divided into sections corresponding to the chapters in your textbook. The project is designed so that you can complete all of the tasks for a section once you have completed the module for that chapter. Toward the end of each module, you'll find a tips and tricks section that gives you hints or guidance to completing the tasks for the chapter you have been working on. Here's the capstone project information for Section 2, which covers Chapter 2. Toward the top of the page, you'll see links to get started on the capstone project. In the middle of the page, you will see the tips that correspond to Section 2. For example, this page contains tips on how to make a frequency distribution table. There are also some recommendations on how to practice. On this page, there's actually a link to a sample project that you can see for reference. There's a link to the capstone project help discussion board, and then information how you can review the e-text if there is something in one of the interactive reading assignments that you'd like to review. I strongly recommend working on the capstone project as you go. The last page of the module is Charlie's Corner. This is your module wrap-up where you get to see a cute little picture of my dog Charlie. On this page, you'll find tips and tricks, helpful hints, where you've been, this is your module wrap-up, and where you're going. This is where you'll find information about how the module concepts will be used in future modules. Here are some final thoughts. Each student in this course will make his or her own path from the start line to the finish line. This course has been designed to be accessible to all students and all abilities. That means that some students will carve out a much longer path working through the modules, utilizing many of the resources, and others will carve out a shorter path, not needing much help. It's been designed to work for everybody. So please make yourself aware of the resources that are available and use them to the best of your ability to successfully complete the module. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.